Right now? Now's the time?
Now's the time.
All right. Hey, welcome to the Multifamily Growthcast. My name is Tyler Deveraux, and we are on Aloha Friday drip number 7. And today's a special one because I have two handsome individuals in the room. We got Jackson
I'm
Campbell.
27. I'm still young.
Jackson Campbell, and we also have the man, the myth, the legend, Dallas Pruitt.
So happy to be here.
It's fun to be here. We're in our Utah office this week, so we're able to record together, which is very, very fun. And
Very rare.
Very rare,
Very
too.
rare.
For
We
sure.
I
don't
wish
really,
we
we
could have
don't.
it more often. To be
Yeah, I
honest.
wish we had more opportunities.
But man,
to do
y'all
this,
put
but-
your damn seatbelts on because it's about to get real. At least I hope so. I have confidence in it, though.
Yeah, we're gonna take a different spin on today's episode.
Yeah, so obviously we've been doing these episodes and we've been talking about multifamily drips, just strategies, things that you can utilize. And today's going to be, and last week we talked about broker relationships, how to build them, how to build relationships, period. But today we're going to, Jackson had posed the question, why mindset? Like why is mindset the most important part of multifamily investing? And that's what we're going to dive into.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I want to get a little bit more specific with that question too. I hope I don't catch you off guard.
Oh, come on, bro. Like, I'm on my toes all day, every day. Let's go.
So I want to talk about your mindset of starting an education company.
Okay.
Right? These past 6 episodes, you've given us tons of value on real estate strategies. Mm-hmm. Some of these people might not know, but you've started a education company to teach people how to do exactly what you're already doing and very successful at, which is acquire these multifamily properties. So the first question that I want to ask you is, why did you decide to start an education company?
Man, that is a loaded question because there's a number of reasons behind it. But so I'll start with this too. Some people might not even realize that that's what we do is buy apartments. Like, I don't know, the Growthcast is about mindset stuff. So first off, we buy apartments, right? We have, it's a little over 200 million in assets, a little over a couple, I think it's 2,000 something units. And that avenue, that vehicle, multifamily, has changed how me and my family live our life. It really has.
Yeah.
Like, it's been an amazing thing to be able to grow from. But here's the thing. I love training. I love teaching. I love like inspiring. I've always loved that. When I was younger, 19 years old, I spent 2 years doing service, saved up my money, spent 2 years doing service. And I found so much, just so much purpose in that, But that's very hard to recreate in the business world. But I've always been kind of like searching for something like that, right? But didn't know how to make that happen. Well, I had the opportunity to be asked to speak at one of my mentor's events. His name's Dave Lindahl, to speak at one of his events and teach and train. And I loved it, And now you fast forward and I'm flying home from one of my best friends' funerals. This is where all this started. Life events like that make you really think about your life, right?
Right.
How you want to be remembered. What do you want people to say at your funeral?
Yeah.
And I remember just flying back to Maui and being like, man, I'm so blessed to have everything that I do. And these are things that I never thought that, I didn't even know was possible, nor would I ever thought that it was possible, right? And I'm like, man, I want to make a splash. I want to leave an impact. I want people to show up to my funeral and be like, dude, that dude changed my life. And my investors on all these properties, they're not gonna come to my funeral and be like, that dude got me a 21% annualized rate of return and changed my effing life. It's not gonna happen. Yeah. It's not gonna. They'll be grateful, but it's not gonna happen.
Right.
But the education side, I believe that that will happen, and it's not because I change anyone's lives. Though that's the thing, though. It's not me that changes anybody's lives. I just give them this knowledge, this information of what is possible, man. Because that is something that most people don't. Apartment buildings? Are you shitting me? Most people do not think that that's possible. At least I definitely did not think that was possible. And I'd been dipping in the single family space for a long time. It wasn't even on my radar. And so why, to answer that question, why an education business, it's my passion. That's my passion. Real estate, I'm grateful for real estate. It's allowed me to live an amazing life, but it does not fulfill me. It doesn't fulfill me. Being able to make a difference in the lives of others, that fulfills me. And some people may listen to that and think that seems cheesy, but I don't care because it is the truth to my core. And they'll know that the minute that they come to any event. I know that too.
So with the education company you've started, it's the Multifamily Mindset.
Yep.
Why did you throw mindset in the name? Why did you feel like that was so important to do?
I love mindset. And that's another reason my life changed was mindset. And mindset is the number one thing that will make any business fail or succeed. Period. Think about this. 50% of businesses fail in the first year, or whatever that stat is. It's a crazy stat, right? Maybe even higher than that. A lot of businesses fail in the first year. Why? It's because most people are going from a job to now trying to start a business. Okay, that's not a bad thing. That's what I did too.
Yeah.
But now what happens here is they have this employee-based mindset. And now all of a sudden they go to start a business and their mindset is an employee-based mindset, and they struggle with that.
Right.
And a lot of that is a limiting belief, is what I mean by that.
Yeah.
It is, can I really do this? When things get tough, what's the frame that I put around that? What's the perspective that I put around it? Can I really do this? Gosh, man, can I really do this? That's what holds people back. It's all how we perceive things. That is the number one reason that people fail or succeed. And the gentleman sitting to my right, Dallas Pruitt, is my mental, I don't know if you're watching this on YouTube or listening on the Growthcast, but it's my mental skills, mental training coach. And it's opened my eyes to a lot of what is possible and how to catch myself when I'm thinking wrong, and how to bring meaning and purpose and value to everything that we do. And that's what I want people to understand and to know, to be able to realize,
It's so interesting. I asked you why you started a multifamily education company, and you talked about mindset and changing that belief into people. You have your mindset coach here with you, who you've brought on to the company to do that. So
Yeah.
you didn't even, I asked you why you started a real estate company. You didn't even say anything about real estate. No. You said nothing about real estate. So I want you to dive a little bit more into that.
But listen, I will say that too, though. So why didn't I say anything about real estate, or why is multifamily important with my goals? What was the question there?
Why didn't you say anything about multifamily real estate? Why did you just focus on mindset?
I didn't realize that I did that.
I think that says a lot about the company.
Well, dude, you can make money a lot of ways.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to make money. And I believe that as well. To my core, there is. But I'll tell you why I became passionate about multifamily real estate. There's a number of reasons. One is passive income. And why do I love passive income? Well, for me, that's time freedom. That's freedom, period. Like my major drivers, like the things that have motivated me for a long time. Number one is time with family. Before I even had a family, is my number one driver. I want to be able to have the time to do the things that I want to be able to do, Number one is providing for my family, the life that they deserve. I think a lot of people can probably resonate with that.
Yeah.
And then number three is to give back and to help other people live better lives, And real estate, you think about that, the cash flow side of multifamily, passive, because I had single family. It's a different ballgame. It's a different ballgame. It's very hands-on. Multifamily is very hands-off, which once again is time. So that allows me to live my purpose. And how do I do that? It's because I continually dial in my mindset. The more that my mindset is dialed in, the better I am at acquiring real estate, the better I am at teaching, the better I am as a father, as a husband, as a leader, everything.
I was going to add,
No, go ahead.
Just, you talked about mindset and business and a thriving business, and you were talking about businesses and succeeding, right? And I think oftentimes, our listeners, people who listen to the Growthcast, mostly are entrepreneurs who are out seeking to, achieve something great and building something great. And we focus on, as entrepreneurs, as people attempting or are in the process of becoming a thriving businessman or businesswoman. We forget that, every startup, every business, behind every startup is a startup of one. Yeah. And you are the startup of one, and the time and energy you put into that, that's where it starts. That's where all success, those thriving businesses, there's a thriving individual behind that business who was the starting point of that business.
For sure.
And that's where it started.
For sure. I want to jump back a little bit, just kind of rewind a little bit to the third part of your purpose, your definite major purpose, which is to help as many people as possible, change as many lives as possible.
Yeah.
You put on these events for people to come to and learn about multifamily real estate. I'm sure there's people there that come. Is there anybody that ever asks, "Hey, I don't think I can do this"?
Oh yeah.
This looks like something that is just old rich white guys have been doing for 50 years, for 500 years, and it's just a what's the word? A generational asset that they pass down from family to family to family.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people that don't believe that they can actually get started.
Most, for real. Yes. But once again, that's why mindset is one of the most important. But here's what's crazy, man. I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I absolutely felt the same way. I felt like those individuals who were wealthy, it's because they had advantages that I did not have. And guess what? They did have advantages that I did not have. That's a fact.
Yeah.
But do you want to know where, once again, mindset comes into play here? Is instead of, and I'll never forget this, dude. In fact, I'll tell you exactly how, like a shift for me, okay? Hanging out with a guy named Brady Nord. Brady, if you're listening to this, I love you, my man. I started hanging out with Brady Nord when I was right around 21, 22 years old. And Brady he's wealthy. Family was wealthy. His dad was very wealthy. Do you know what he did? Actually, commercial real estate. This is crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember having a conversation with Brady one day. In fact, Brady was the first one to ever. He had me come up to his house and we watched The Secret, which is, if you've ever read The Secret, there's also a movie, like a video, and we watched it. And we finished, and I was like, "That's cool. It's awesome," but like, my belief was very limiting, but he was like, "Oh man, this is exactly, dude. We're gonna accomplish so much." And I was like, "Well, that's easy for you to say, bro, because you have a lot of resources. You have a lot of advantages,
a lot of privilege,
Yeah. And I went and I listed off a bunch, and he listened, and I don't even know if he remembers this. I haven't had this conversation with him. I don't even know if he remembers this. Listen. I remember we were in his room, and then he says, "Okay, now tell me this. You just told me all the reasons why you can't do it. Now tell me why you can go change your life. Tell me why you can go accomplish great things. Tell me how you would do something like that." Because somebody eventually did it, And what did they do? What did they do differently? And immediately I was like, wow, that's a great question. And in that moment, though, here's what's crazy. In that moment, I did not think, wow, that's a great question. I thought, well, you are definitely privileged.
Yeah.
Like, what?
You just don't even get it.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
And then I remember driving home and being like, shit, he's right, dude. He's right. Like, I need to focus more on what my strengths are and how I'm going to change my freaking family's situation and for generations, dude. And all of a sudden I got this, instead of being this victim of a circumstance, all of a sudden it was like this huge sense of responsibility of, it's my responsibility to go and make this happen. And all of a sudden it switches, right? It's my responsibility to go and make this happen. And I'm so grateful for that responsibility, because it has forced me to do things that scare the shit out of me that now don't, and the things that I never thought possible that now are. And you take even that right there and you ask why an education company, because dude, when you don't think things are possible and then you find out how to make it possible, unless you're a complete asshole, you become very grateful. And I'm a lot of things. And I may be an asshole. I mean, some people probably think I am.
Yeah.
Jury's still out. But there's not anybody that knows me that will ever doubt. Am I grateful? I'm very grateful, dude. I mean, and I want to share that, dude.
Yeah.
I feel I feel that responsibility too.
Yeah. So from that experience, you want to pass that along to everybody that has that skeptical thought that they can't do it.
I want to help people understand not only that they can do it, but how to do it.
Yeah.
How to actually go do it. But listen, I'll also say this, because I also, somebody may be listening to this too and be like, well, yeah, but that's great and all. That sounds great and all. But you also make money from events. And yep, this is not a nonprofit business. This is a for-profit business. Uh-huh. But here's a wealth and success principle as well, which is the key to wealth is value. You provide value. Value creation is the key to wealth creation. And first off, I would never, ever be able to do any sort of this type of business without the investment side. That's what pays my bills.
Yeah.
That's what pays my bills. But the education side, yeah, there will be money made for sure. But that is not why I started the education business. I started the education business. Of course, it's going to make money. I know it's going to make money. You want to know why? Because we're providing a ton of value, and that is a byproduct. If you're providing value, you're going to create wealth indirectly or directly, period.
So you get these people and you get these people to come to your events and you overcome this limiting belief that they have.
They overcome
it. Together
Sure.
we overcome that limiting belief that they have. And they decide to sign up for your education.
Yeah.
Why would one decide to do that over another investment when they haven't ever done any sort of real estate investing or any sort of investing at all? Why would they jump straight into multifamily?
Because they know it's possible and it actually makes more sense. Here's what's crazy. Our tagline is thinking bigger, right?
Yeah.
It's think bigger. And think bigger comes into a number of different avenues. Think bigger means think bigger towards what you can actually accomplish, like what is possible, you know? Think bigger meaning moving away from single family, small little baby stuff to big ass apartments.
Yeah.
And then think bigger mindset. Mindset, think bigger.
Broaden your perspective.
That's it.
Absolutely.
And so when you have this, so why would somebody do that, to answer that question? Well, they come to an event and they're thinking, everyone knows that single family is possible. You want to know why?
Because everybody does it.
Because it's out there.
Yeah.
How many TV shows, reality TV shows have you seen on flipping single family? They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Everyone's seen them.
Yeah.
How many reality TV shows have you seen of buying an apartment? It's not out there.
That's crickets because it's zero.
We should start one.
Dude, it's boring. Here's the thing. It's not sexy, but it's sexy. It's like, okay, you come in and you buy an apartment and you raise the rents or you lower the expenses. That ain't sexy, but it's super sexy when you understand what that relates to,
right.
You know? It's crazy. And so people, once again, they know they can acquire single family. So that's why most people would go that route, because they know they can do it.
Yeah.
Now they come to this event and they think, okay, I would love. I mean, skeptical on a number of different reasons. Skeptical, like, can these guys really teach me how to do this? Is this really possible? And one of the things that I didn't think about this until I just was explaining that, but like, that makes me tick, dude, is seeing people come in on, you know, we do a 90-minute presentation, and then we also have a 3-day presentation that's like a deep dive, right? And to see people come into there, and first off, even come to the 90-minute one, they're even more skeptical at that one.
Right.
And
it's
then
free.
Definitely like get that taste. And like, okay, wait, dude, for sure I see it. And like, for sure.
Yeah.
But there's still that, because dude, it's 90 minutes, you know? So then they are still coming to this event, and day one, people come in and they're like, yeah, they're a little skeptical. They're still a little bit like their belief is limiting, right? But then my favorite part is to see that transition. And by the time they leave on the third day, it is not, does this work? Can I do this? They know, dude. And to see that transition is, it's addicting.
I love that, dude. I love that. It's one of those things that doesn't it may happen there at the event, but it's something that has to continue out and continue to be supported and continue to help give that
that
focused.
Is where Dallas Pruitt.
That's where that focus, right? Where we get. So why?
What I was going to add, dude, is like one of the coolest things about who we are and what we do and what we provide is it's not just an investment opportunity to invest in multifamily real estate. It's an investment opportunity to invest in the most important asset. And that is you.
Yeah.
You're investing in you. And that is our core focus, is the individual.
Yep.
And how they can conquer themselves, because by conquering themselves or their self, that self can then go and conquer other avenues. Yeah, multifamily is one of them. Multifamily is the avenue for us. But the predecessor to that is that investment somebody's making in them.
Themselves.
Yes, right? Dude, and that's the key, man, because once again, real estate, multifamily, that's not the best investment. Just like you just said, stock market, Bitcoin, whatever, you are the asset. Like, this individual is the asset. They're the ones who make all that stuff click, tick, and become profitable. Like, they are the asset. And, you know, when somebody leaves an event, they know they can do it. They have these information, Jackson, information is not hard to find in today's world. People do not come to these events for information. They come for relevant, actionable information, because in the information society that we're in, it's almost a detriment sometimes, because it's everywhere. It's
Saturated.
It's so much. It's like, what's relevant? What should I act on? It's almost overwhelming.
It's almost what's true too anymore.
It stops action.
Yeah.
Because when you get overwhelmed, you don't know what to take action on, and so you don't take action. So we want to simplify this process. But even when we simplify the process, and I'm telling you this, but I know you already know this, people go home and they go to implement it. They know it's possible. They know how to do it, but still they come up against a struggle.
Because their mind
challenge.
It's because the mindset isn't there.
Or
right?
Or even if the mind, because listen, we're going to experience challenges no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if, dude, Dallas Pruitt has one of the most rock solid mindsets in the world, right? But do you have challenges?
Absolutely. Almost every day. Right? Challenges arise almost every single day. But I now know through the work that we have done collectively and individually on our own fronts on the mindset end, I know how to tackle those things when they pop up. It doesn't mean I don't experience fear. It doesn't mean that I don't experience, it doesn't mean that I don't suffer at times and just get caught in some traps, but I know how to get myself out of those traps. Yeah. I know how to get myself out of those traps quick. I know how to recognize a lot of those traps before they ever come up. And that is the difference maker. And I feel like even if things crumbled, one, I know they won't, because I know how to keep them in check, and I know how to keep things in place. But if they did, and I'm talking in terms of my business or, whatever, any life calamity, it can be rebuilt, and I would know how to go rebuild it, and I would know how to build it faster.
Yep.
I'd be excited about building it.
Yeah, here's what's crazy. I used to hear people say that all the time. You take everything that I have, everything away from me, I'd get it back quicker than I gained it. I'd be like, bullshit. Because I had no idea how to actually acquire true wealth, because I didn't understand this in my mind, right?
Yeah.
But now, not that I don't want anybody to take anything. And
absolutely not.
Because it's locked up. But I know I would. I know I'd be able to. And that's the key, that's the key. The key is being able to switch the perspective and the mindset behind it, because, dude, I have challenges all the time. Jackson, you work with me in my office in Maui.
Right.
Do you ever see challenges come up?
For sure, 100%.
And do you ever see me get frustrated about something? Do you ever see me doubt my ability?
Nope. Doubt your ability? I don't
answer. That was a trick question.
Do I see you get frustrated? For sure. Yeah, but I don't ever see you doubt your ability.
And here's why: because I don't say stupid shit out loud. That is, once again, that's a mindset principle too.
Yeah.
Internally, everyone doubts themselves a little bit.
For sure.
If you're truthfully, if you're growing, if you're truly pushing yourself, there's going to be a little bit of doubt. That's natural. You want to know why? Because you're trying to do something that you haven't done. But here's where Dallas's principles have absolutely changed my life, which is there's a little bit of fear there, but any doubt I'm able to remove immediately, because it's okay. Fear is something external. So it's this environment that I can't control, and that's external. But doubt, or it's about the challenge itself, I guess is what I should say. But doubt, that's about me. And that can't. The biggest threat to ourselves in any business, the biggest threat to any business or an individual is something that threatens their self-confidence, their self-worth, their abilities, right? That's the biggest one. So when those challenges arise, or I start to maybe get into some negative self-talk, or like wondering, or that doubt starts to creep in, I'll tell you exactly what I do, man. I turn off everything. Turn off my screens, or I swipe up everything. I'll put my headphones on, I'll close my door, and this is my go-to, dude. But I listen
Jackson
to a song.
shared this story with me. I didn't know you did this, and he was telling me the other day how he's noticed that since coming out to Maui.
Yeah,
I love this.
All the time, man. I'll throw on this song by M83 called Midnight Souls Remain, and I meditate two ways. I meditate where I clear my mind of everything, but then I meditate with visualization. And I believe that when doubt or anything, or fear or anything starting to creep up, visualization in that's what I'm accomplishing. That's what I'm becoming. That's what I'm doing. That's what I need to replace those thoughts with, right? And so it's visualizing it, and it's It's also gratitude. There's a couple ways I do it. Okay, these are actionables for every single listener, dude. I'll put it on, and I will literally, for 10 minutes, that song's about a little over 10 minutes, just say thank you for everything that I have. Because gratitude is a life hack, period. Or I will like go through my goals and, or my affirmations, or I will like literally just envision what I'm accomplishing. And here's the key too, why it's important and how it's not just for me, because that doesn't, we all drive, like we're important, right? We drive ourselves, but most of the time, and we just talked about this earlier too, but purpose is a goal or an aim or something that transcends yourself. It's about something bigger than yourself. That immediately recenters me and refocuses me, Before I come into the office every day, there's a bunch of employees in here, right? And before I leave that rental truck that I have down there, it's 1 minute. I swear on my life, this is what I do. 1 minute, because it's, anyway, what I do for 1 minute is I close my eyes and I put the intention on the day. Who do I want to be today? Like, who do I want to be? Who do I need to be? Like, do I need to be my best self? I need to be my best self because there's a lot of people relying on me to be my best self. But what that does is it sets my intention for the day. It doesn't allow anything else. I can't come in here with negative energy because then it's going to rub off on everyone.
Yeah.
Because negative energy rubs off anyway, but like, especially, I feel like once
Coming
again,
from
the
the leader.
responsibility.
For sure. For sure.
I can't do that. I can't allow that to be there, right?
Right.
So anyway.
No, dude, you totally answered my question. Why mindset? Why an education company? Why is it that you want to do these things? So you totally answered all my questions. And I know that's kind of where we wanted to go with the episode today. So if there's people that are thinking about coming to your event that have just heard of you and they're thinking about coming to your event, what would you share with them? What would you say to them? What would, not necessarily to even get them there, right? Because I know that's important to have people there, but what would you say to people who are thinking about pursuing multifamily and want to come to one of your events?
Enhance your belief, man. Like people, and I stress this at the event all the time because I've been to tons of events, man. I'm a learner. I love to learn, man. And so does Dallas. I think so do you. I think that all high level people love to learn. But I know when I go to an event, I'm going there knowing that I'm going to gain information, gain knowledge, but the responsibility that I have to change my life it's my responsibility to change my life. Like that knowledge, education, and that stuff helps, but it's my job to take that and put it into action. I get emails and text messages. We just read an email before we started this up, and I was about just that. Hey man, you changed my life. Thank you so much. But it's like really? Like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I know that. I know that all we did is just,
because you don't get to do anything for that individual.
No, just
they get to
show them what's possible and enhance their belief. And then, and in reality, if anyone's helping them change their life, it's not me. It's everyone else that people may see my face, but it's everyone else. It's the Dallas Pruitt, it's the Jackson Campbells, it's the Megs, it's the everyone, the Frankies, all the coaches, man, freaking Zach, Hunter, Brady, Jordan, Tasha, all
Andrew,
of them.
Andrew,
yeah. For sure. So it's enhancing your belief, that's the biggest thing. And that's in one of the questions one of the coaches just asked me was, what keeps you up at night about your students or something along those lines. And it was just that, dude. It was that they're gonna at some point let their belief slip, and that's the only thing. That's the only thing that will stop them from any of that progress, that growth, the things that they want is their belief. If they can continue to enhance their belief, which is by taking action, the more that you take action, the more that your beliefs will enhance. And so, what's the first step to taking action? Well, dude, go to the event. Start studying something, start learning, start doing something, right? Start trying it, and you're going to start gaining traction.
Get on the right path.
Yeah.
Get on the path.
Yeah.
And once you get on the path, we're here to help support and simplify the process. You've been talking about the process this whole time. Process of growth, the process of achievement. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we strive to do every single day when we wake up and hit the working block is look at these people and say, what can we do to help simplify the process? It's not going to be easy.
Yep.
We're not trying to make it any easier. It's going to be hard, but it can be simpler. The work can look simpler day in and day out, the better you become.
Here's what's crazy. It's so true, man. It is so true, dude. And it's working on yourself because what you said at the end, the better you become, that's the key, right? Because
It doesn't get any easier. You get better.
That's exactly it. That's 100% it. And what's crazy is we have a lot of people who register for the events, right? They'll register for an event, and then that fall off, I don't know the exact numbers, but the majority, you probably do know the exact numbers.
People that sign up for the event, only about 20% of them actually make it to the event.
That's crazy. From all the people that sign up.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you think about that. This process, 80% don't even show up
To a free event.
to a free event. Why do you think that is? I'll tell you exactly why it is. I don't need to think or guess. I know for a fact. It's belief, number one. And it is distraction, number two.
Losing that
It
focus.
is.
Yeah.
Yep. It is something else catches their attention. And, they don't know if it's really possible anyway. So it's like, well,
That's
this
the thing,
negative
they're not
self-talk.
showing up for themselves.
Yeah.
Showing up for yourself, right? I think that 80% number, and you could probably equate that to in total.
Yeah,
not just an event, but in general,
sure,
life,
80-20
right?
principle. Yeah, that's
80-20
literally
principle is, hey, who's gonna show up for yourself, right?
Yep.
And that's again the key is it's this perspective shift of I'm not showing up to that event. Well, by not showing up to that event or whatever the event is that you've chosen or whatever the avenue is that you said you were going to commit to, by default you're not showing up for yourself.
Yep. And then who does that impact? Everyone in your circle.
Because why are you trying to better yourself?
Literally, I ask people, by the way, at every event, I ask them, what's your why? Why are you doing this? And literally every single person mentions something that is bigger than themselves every time. I'm not kidding you, dude. Every time.
Yeah.
It's about my parents. I want to be able to take care of them through retirement. It's about my family, generational wealth. It's about
My
about
community is a huge thing too.
It's
Yeah,
huge, dude.
Giving
I
back to
love
the
that
community.
too.
Yeah.
This nonprofit that it's all about. So when you don't show up for yourself, you immediately eliminate your ability to show up for others, and that's detrimental.
We've touched on so many good points today. So many good points. And I think that's everything that I wanted to cover. Is there anything else? This is your episode. Is there anything else you wanted to add on to this?
Just that I love that we get the opportunity to do this, man. And I'm so grateful for everyone that's out there listening right now that actually cares to listen about this. I'm so grateful for that. Once again, we can't live our purpose, which is to just help people better their lives, unless people take the action to better their lives. And so I love it, man. It's the same message to anyone out there listening that's going out right now. It's already been to the class and acquiring properties. Do everything you can to enhance your belief. And it's the same people that don't even know if it's possible yet. Take the steps necessary to enhance your belief and change your mindset. And when you do that,
necessary.
Man, life gets so bitchin'.
It really does. It really does.
Even with challenges.
Well, awesome, dude. Thank you.
Wait, hold on. We got to do a Hawaiian principle, though.
A Hawaiian principle, of course. Yes. Aloha Friday, of course. We got to have the Hawaiian principle.
Okay, so let's do the Hawaiian. Okay, here we go. Kuleana.
Kuleana.
That's actually perfect.
Okay.
Do you know?
That's the easiest one you've pronounced for sure.
Well, I probably butchered it. Who knows? Who knows? Kuleana.
I thought it sounded amazing.
I thought it sounded good. Sounds right to me.
All my, everybody out there in Maui that's listening to this is gonna be like, oh, it's friggin' Howley.
This white guy.
I can't even pronounce it. But it's Kuleana is the word for responsibility, and essentially what that does is it encourages us to be accountable, for all that we do. It's our job to be accountable for all that we do, and it is the ability to respond to whatever is happening. Think about that. The ability to respond to whatever is happening. And those individuals who live the value of Kuleana know that their happiness and everything is dependent on what happens inside of them, not outside. Outside, there's a lot of things we can't control. That's not our responsibility to control that. We can't control it. What truly, brings happiness and value and purpose into our life is to understand what we can control and know that it's our responsibility to do that. And when we do, and we can't let any outside circumstances, change that. It's if that makes sense. Kuleana, taking responsibility.
Totally.
Perfect fit for today's episode.
It is. It's awesome. It's
perfect.
Yeah. Ownership.
There we go.
Absolutely.
Hey, I was going to add, Jax.
Yes, of course.
I just want to extend gratitude to everybody who listens to the Growthcast. Right, lots of our listeners have been to a 3-day, are in preparation to go to an event. And there's maybe some listeners that we have. I can guarantee you, there's listeners that we have that had no real clue.
Yeah, sure.
I would bet, right?
Yep.
Like of in total who we are and what we do, and regardless of where you land on that spectrum. We just want to extend our gratitude to this community that continues to be built out. And, if you haven't been to an event, we hope to see you very soon. Very soon. And beyond that event, we hope to be able to make contact with you in person, continuing forward well beyond that event. And regardless of whether you're going or not in the near future, we hope you continue to listen and continue to stay here so you can continue to conquer yourself and all the other avenues that you go out to accomplish.
Totally. And share it.
Absolutely.
Man. We want to, once again, the more people we can reach, the better. So if this helped you in any way, go share it, man. We would be very grateful for that too.
Awesome. Well, do you want to do the sign off? You do the sign off on the Aloha Friday episodes.
What do I usually say when I sign off? I don't know.
Peace.
Peace. Thank you. Live always with aloha. We'll see you next time, my friends. Peace.